We all know the myth of how the American Revolution started. A gunshot at Lexington, tea in the harbor, George Washington looking majestic on a boat. But the real spark wasn't a soldier, it was a lawyer named James Otis, who was later struck by lightning and died. Seriously, he predicted it in everything. Before the lightning took him out, Otis fought the most terrifying weapon of the 18th century. Not a musket, but a piece of paper, the writ of assistance. It was a general warrant that let the king's men smash into your house, break your locks, and tear apart your bedroom just because they felt like it. Otis argued that a man's house is his castle, and that without a specific warrant, the king had to stay out. This argument gave birth to the Fourth Amendment. It protects your persons, houses, papers, and effects from unreasonable searches. But here's the problem. James Otis didn't know about Wi-Fi. He didn't know about thermal cameras. And he definitely didn't know that in 2026, the castle he died for has glass walls. Welcome to the death of privacy. For 200 years, the law was simple. If the police kick down your door, search. Warrant needed. If they just stand on the sidewalk and look, not a search. But then came Kylo versus United States. The feds used a thermal imager to scan a house for heat lamps growing, let's call them botanical specimens. The government argued they were just looking at waste heat on the outside wall. But Justice Scalia, who was a total literalist, said no. He ruled that if you use sense-enhancing technology to see things you couldn't see without breaking in, that is a search. He basically said, if you need a sci-fi gadget to see it, get a warrant. But the law gets weird. Let's talk about raccoons. In California versus Greenwood, cops searched a guy's trash on the curb without a warrant. The Supreme Court said it was legal because animals, children, and snoops could get into it. Basically, because a raccoon can violate your privacy, the police can too. It gets dumber. In Florida versus Hortinez, cops took a drug-sniffing dog named Frankie to a guy's porch. The court ruled this was illegal. Why? Because while a Girl Scout can knock on your door to sell cookies, a drug dog is a forensic investigation tool on 4 legs. Frankie was trespassing. But dogs are small potatoes. The real threat is the third-party doctrine. The courts ruled that if you voluntarily give info to a business, like your bank or phone company, you lose your privacy rights. You assume the risk they'll show it to the cops. And today, you give everything to a third party. Enter the Geofence Warrant. Police don't look for a suspect. They draw a digital circle around a crime scene, say a bank, and ask Google, who was here? Google checks its sensor vault and hands over the IDs of everyone nearby. Innocent people, coffee shop customers, Uber drivers, all swept up in a digital dragnet. It gets worse. Keyword warrants. Police can ask Google for the IP address of everyone who searched for a phrase like, how to make fire before an arson. Suddenly, your curiosity makes you a suspect. It's exactly the kind of general warrant James Otis died fighting against. But I turn off my GPS. It doesn't matter. Let's do some physics. Your phone is a radio. It constantly screams, "Here I am," to towers to get a signal. The tower measures the time delay. Distance equals speed of light times time divided by 2. 3 towers, that's trilateration. They know where you are. If they can't get the data from the tower, they bring the tower to you. A Stingray device mimics a cell tower, broadcasting a signal stronger than the real ones. Your phone, designed to find the strongest signal, betrays you and connects to the Stingray. It's a man-in-the-middle attack carried out by the cops. There is some hope. In Carpenter versus United States, the Supreme Court finally admitted that because you need a phone to function in society, you shouldn't lose your rights just for having one. They ruled that tracking you 24/7 requires a warrant, but loopholes remain. Government agencies are now just buying the data from brokers instead of stealing it. James Otis said a man's house is his castle. Today, your house is your phone. Your papers are your cloud storage. The Fourth Amendment isn't dead, but it's fighting for its life. It's up to us to decide if we want to live in a castle or a cage. Don't forget to subscribe.